Felt that it is triangular. The only place that I could connect Shiva with a triangle is Trigonamalai, which is pronounced in English as Trincomalee. Hence, I thought that this base might represent Trigonamalai of Sri Lanka, but I do not know whether Trigonamalai is actually triangular in shape. I guessed it simply from the very name of that mountain only. Trikonam in Tamil means triangle. Konam means angle. Tri means three, and obviously the English word three is of Tamil origin. Even the word cone is of Tamil origin, which originated from konam meaning angle. Even the word angle is of Tamil origin, and it originated from Tamil root called angu meaning bent. From the same root came also the word English. Now, coming back to the topic, I had never been to Sri Lanka and I never knew the actual shape of Trigonamalai. For the first time, I wanted to study the shape of Trigonamalai. To do that, I downloaded Google Earth software to have the top view of the mountain. I zoomed in the Trigonamalai area and you are seeing the result. Aren't you surprised? The mountain base is indeed triangular in shape and the whole mountain is in the sea. However, the close examination of the pyramid artifact reveals that it is not quite triangular, but it has some small deviation from it at the tip, which is flat rather than being sharp. Hence, to find whether the mountain has this feature also, I zoomed in that area further. To my vast surprise, the mountain too had similar feature. I then placed the cutout of the base of the pyramid artifact on the Google image of the mountain after enlarging it to the correct size. Wow! I was really stunned at this remarkable coincidence. The base of the pyramid sits exactly on the top surface of the mountain. The similarity is too close to shrug off as a mere coincidence. There is no doubt the pyramid model surely represents Trigonamalai only. Let us now reason out how it came about. 7,000 years ago, Ravanan was the king of Lanka. He was a great Siddha, a great medic, a great musician, and a great astronomer. His son was Indra, a dramatic Siddha, known all over the world at the time for his paranormal abilities, who is also referred to in Rig Veda. Ravanan's wife, Mandodari's father, was called Mayan, who was a great architect, and even the Mayan civilization nomenclature came of him, and he was the brain behind the pyramids too. Hence, Sri Lanka was the celebrated land all over the world, commanding respects from one and all, thousands of years ago. And its main deities were Shiva and Muruga. Both were enlightened human Siddha who attained nirvana. Shiva being the first Siddha of the world, he was worshipped as a primary deity all over the world. That is, the Lemurian continent was the real cradle of human civilization. Through this video, I am providing supporting evidence that 7,000 years ago, which is said to be the onset of Sumerian civilization, Sri Lanka was already a thriving kingdom under Ravana. Hence, it shall be inferred that Sumerians came from south, supporting Tamilian ascent concept as against the Dravidian descent concept. Despite the fact that some powerful forces are eclipsing the truth has its own channel of emergence at suitable times. Kailash means Kayal plus Ayam, meaning sea of fishes, and hence opined that Shiva's abode is actually Lemurian continent surrounded by Indian Ocean. Now the Trigonamalai itself is in the sea, and hence the Shiva temple is very much in the midst of the sea, brimming with fishes. The Trigonamalai, surrounded by the Indian Ocean, is the original Kailash. Some vested interests who wanted to distort Tamil's history moved the abode of Isa from south to north at the same longitude, which is about 80 degrees to east, and suitably coupling Isa with a Linga-like mountain there. The fact that Kailash and Trikonamalai are in the same longitude do confirm the fact that Trikonamalai is the original Kailash, which was moved through the same longitude to north. Shiva is called Adinatha, meaning ancient leader, and compare this fact with the Pandya, the ancient kings of Tamils. Shiva was the first Pandya. The emblem of Pandya was fish, which can be compared with Shiva's abode being Kailash, meaning sea of fishes. But King Shiva's original habitat was south of Lanka itself, the submerged Kumari mountain. Shiva is called traditionally as the god of the south through the saying, Tennaduடைய சிவனே போற்றி, எந்நாட்டவர்க்கும் இறைவா போற்றி, meaning, oh, the god of south and the god of all nations. All these things confirm that Tirukonamalai is the real Kailash. Hence, Tirukonamalai is the original Kailash and the Himalayan Kailash is a recent placement and a fabricated one. It is identified by the color black. Shiva, being the first Tirthankarar called Adinathan, should have been wandering on the back of a bull, which happens to be his vehicle. He being the first Tirthankarar of Asivagam, he wearing a skin of a tiger might have a meaning too, representing very early days, several thousand years ago. This Shiva seems to have taught his philosophy to 4 of his students sitting under a Kallala tree. Kallala, Kal plus Ala. Kal means stone, Ala means banyan tree. Kallala tree, which looks like a cross between peepal tree and banyan tree, is found in the hills of Tamil Nadu. Shiva is called Alamarchelvan as he taught philosophy sitting under Kallala tree. Al plus Amar plus Chelvan. Alamarchelvan. Alamarchelvan means the treasurer of our knowledge sitting under the Kallala tree. He was called so as he sat there for preaching Vedam to 4 of his students. The names of the 4 students are Nalladan, that is Sanathan, Nalladana Kumaran, that is Sanatana Kumaran, Nal Nannan, that is Nal Nandan, Sanandan, and Nannahan, that is Sanahan. Of them, Nalladan spread the philosophical part of Shiva's discourse, which was translated into Prakrut language as Baudiham. Nalladana Kumaran concentrated on Urga practice, which was later translated into Prakrut as Daitriyam. Nal Nannan concentrated on the Yoga and Varmam, that is martial art, part of Shiva's discourse, which was translated into Prakrut as Talavakaram. Nannahan concentrated on spreading the mantra part of the discourse, which was translated into Prakrut as Samam. These were translated into Sanskrit around 2nd century AD as Ruk, Yajur, Sama and Atharvana Vedas. The fact that these were called initially by the Prakrut names was confirmed by Nachinarkiniyar, a Tamil poet who lived 1000 years ago, and he disapproved the Sanskrit names too. Hence, Vedas does not belong to Indo-Aryans. But what they had done is that they replaced or inserted into the Prakrut Vedas a lot of their stuff when they translated them into Sanskrit. Hence, Vedas has ideas both from Tamil and Indo-Aryan societies. Vedam itself is a Tamil word which originates from Tamil root called will. Will, Vilai, Vittu, Vittai, Vidya, Vedam. Since Shiva gave his discourse for his students sitting under a Kallala tree, he is called Alamarchelvan. It might have been the very first religious discourse in the history of mankind, and hence he was called in Tamil as Puhalnathan. The Tamil word Puhal means speak and Nathan means leader. Hence, Puhalnathan means leader of speech. Puhal of Tamil distorted into Bol in the North Indian tongue, and hence, as Shiva gave his discourse on Vedam, he was called Bolinath in North India. This proves that Vedas were stolen from Tamils and doctored into its present form by the Indo-Arya Manuvadis, who are otherwise called Brahmins. Shiva is said to reside in Kailayam. This word evolved out of 2 words called Kayal plus Ayam. Kayal means fish in Tamil and Ayam means lake or sea. Kayal plus Ayam, Kayalayam, Kailayam. Hence, Kailayam means a sea of fishes. We shall interpret this in two ways. We know that Pandya kings nurtured Tamil and held three Tamil Sangams. There is a traditional story which says that Shiva chaired the first Tamil Sangam about 20,000 years ago. The Kumari continent was ruled by Pandya kings and that was surrounded by a sea of fishes. That is why Pandya emblem is also fish. Since Shiva was a Siddha of Kumari continent, which was surrounded by a sea of fishes, Shiva's abode could have been called Kailayam, hence Kailayam does not mean any mountain. The Indo-Aryans looted all the gods of Asivakam. That way, to delink Shiva from Asivaka origin, they took Shiva to Manasarovar and linked him to a lake there, which is called Ayam, and called that place as Kailayam. The fact that Shiva is always shown with a snake means that he was a yogi. Snake represents yogic power. All the deities shown with snakes are yogis and they were humans or representing human siddhas like Vinayaka.